Hello, my friends. Welcome to Breakfast with Sergio. In today's episode, I want to chat with you about how to find mentors for your art career. Well, hello, my friends. Welcome to my table here on Breakfast with Sergio. On my plate, waffle with delicious apples all around. Super good. Can't wait to get started. And my friend, I want to talk to you today about the 4 things that I look for when I'm looking for a mentor on an area that I want to learn more about or I want to get good at, right? And maybe before we talk about, the 4 specific things, let's think about who's a mentor. What's a mentor? Well, a mentor, the way I think of a mentor is a person who will help me get to point A to point B a lot faster than if I want to do it myself. That is the best way I describe a mentor. Somebody who can pour their knowledge, his or her knowledge, into you so that you can go from point A to point B a lot faster without them making the mistakes that they have already made themselves and they learn from, so that they can pass that information on to you. It's like when you ask somebody for directions, say, hey, I want to go from here to there, and that person says, oh, I have already gone through there, and you don't want to take this route or this route because it's under construction. Actually take this other route, which is much faster, right? That's exactly what a mentor will do. A mentor is not going to take you themselves to that, but it's going to point you in the right direction so you can make the right steps. That's what a mentor really is all about, or mentorship is all about. I remember, for example, very clearly about 6 years ago or so when I wanted to start a podcast. So I wanted to create my own podcast so that I can start growing my audience. I had a lot of things to share about the art world, the art career, and so I want to have a podcast. So I didn't know where to start. I didn't know what to do. So what I did is I said to myself, I need a mentor, somebody who can pour their knowledge into me so that I can go from where I am now with no podcast to where I want to be 3 months from now with a great podcast. And that's exactly what I did. I went on and looked for a person who would help me out. So these are the 4 things that I look for in that particular mentor, which are the 4 things that I recommend you look for when you're looking for a mentor. And a mentor could be on all kinds of things, a mentor for your art marketing, or maybe a mentor to help you organize your studio, or a mentor to help you, as an emerging artist, figuring out your body of work, all kinds of things. Could be all of the above. Or something that you want to learn. Maybe you want to create your own show or video and you're not good at it, and you want to know, what are the tools, what are the resources, how to start the show, how to edit, all those things, right? So a mentor can help you with that. So here are the 4 things that I recommend you should do when you're looking for a great mentor. First of all, number 1, reputation. You want to look at that person's reputation. And guess what? Because we are now in the internet and in social media, you can find a person really quickly. Does that person has a good reputation? Does that person has an audience, right? If that person has been proven to be a mentor to others, that person will have an audience, right? Who follows that person, who admires that person, who has certain reputation that other people follow. So does that person have reputation? When I was looking for a mentor to start my podcast, I found somebody who had an excellent reputation, had actually over 1,000 podcasts already recorded. So wow, just by those numbers, I was like, I want to learn more from this person. Number 2, is it trustworthy, right? Is it trustworthy, which is super important. Is that person that you would like to approach, get mentored by, is it trustworthy? How do you find that out if you don't know that person very well? Well, what you do is then you start looking at their content, right? Maybe that person, in my case, that person had already a podcast with 1,000 episodes. So I started listening to the episodes, see if they resonated with me. When I started trying some of the things that he shared that were free, like try this microphone, and things like that. And I started testing and trying, I started creating trust in that person because the things that he was talking about were actually working for me, right? So you want to find somebody, when you're looking for a mentor to help you in your career, that is trustworthy, right? That it has resources out there in the world that you can start tapping into and see, if they are, they create a good sense of trust in you when you start trying them yourself. Maybe that person has a podcast, maybe has a video like mine, right? Maybe has a book, or maybe has a course or a workshop or something that it creates trust and it feels good to doesn't feel scammy when you get to it. If a person promises you, overnight success, well, already that sounds scammy, right? You're already like, I'm not sure. If that person's promised everyone, you're going to be an amazing, successful artist overnight, or, you're going to sell thousands and thousands, in a month. There are a lot of variables when it comes to that. So you gotta be careful with those kind of scammy propositions, right? So try what they have, see if it creates trust in what they already have put out in the world. Number 3 is very important too, is what others are saying about that person, right? Are they others speaking well or bad about that person? Now, you shouldn't just trust anyone who just posts something out there, because somebody may not like that person, post something negative, and that doesn't mean that that person is a bad person, right? But what are the majority of people saying about that? One great way to do that is you look at that person's social media. You go to their posts, you see what comments they have. Does it seem that they have a good community, good relationship with this person? When I was looking for a mentor for my podcast, I started following this person in social media, and I saw how many people, were really thankful for his advice and the things that he was giving away. He was teaching others through his podcast and through his resources. So, there was a really good feel, there was a really good positivity already in his community, right? So I'm like, well, I really want to be part of that. I want to get closer to that person so that I can go to point A to point B a lot faster than if I was just kind of trying to do it myself. Now, of course, I could have done it myself. I could go and just watch a bunch of YouTubes and, picking things here and there. But I really wanted to get the best from somebody who had already gone through that and who had the knowledge. So, and that's why I look for that mentor. Now, so that's number 3, right? What others are saying about that person. And a lot of times, this person has a show of some sort or a podcast or something. A lot of times you can go to their website. Maybe you'll find a page with testimonials where you can see what other people have said about them. Particularly, there are screenshots of Facebook posts or things like that. You tend to trust those more because it's an actual screenshot of what somebody actually said. You can look at that, right? The person is part of their reputation, what others are saying about them. And then last one, number 4, as you're looking for a mentor for your career, for anything that you may want to learn, is the last one, which is actually very important and something that a lot of times we don't ask ourselves about. But when we look for the right person, you might find the right person. But then this 4th point is very important, which is asking yourself, am I willing to be mentored, right? Am I willing to be mentored? Am I willing to take the advice that this person is going to give me, absorb it, and apply it to myself? If you're just looking for somebody who can show you, a red button that you're going to click and it's going to solve all your problems, well, let me tell you, you're not going to find that person. That person does not exist in the world. Or somebody's going to give you a magic wand and you just swap it and all your problems are fixed. It doesn't happen. It doesn't exist. You have to be willing to be mentored. You have to be teachable so that you can go from point A to point B, right? When I wanted to start my podcast and I found this mentor and I checked all the boxes, well, the last one, right, I'm like, am I willing to be mentored by this person? This person says I need a microphone and spend on a good microphone from the get-go versus on a $20 cheapy one. Well, I'm going to respect his advice because he knows what he's talking about, right? And I'm going to do that. I'm going to be teachable myself. If he's going to ask me to, to record my voice and do some exercises, am I going to do it? Or am I going to say, I don't need that. I'm going to do it because I want to be the best in my podcast, right? And that exactly, my friend, is the 4th step. Are you willing to be teachable before you find yourself a mentor for your career, for everywhere you're looking for? So I hope you find these 4 things, how to find a great mentor on any area of your life or your career that you want to improve, that will help you out. And of course, as you look for mentors, make sure that you also go and find them online in social media, follow them for a while before you jumping into whatever they're doing, so see if they can build the trust in the things that you want to be, and see if you're a good match. There might be amazing mentors out there, but if they're, compatibility-wise might not be a good match for who you are, what you do, or there's just not connection. And then if that's the case, don't force it. Look for somebody else. And of course, my friend, as usual, if you want to check out my own mentoring program, I have a mentorship program where I help artists to go from point A to point B in their art marketing, in their exposure, in their social media or whatever they may need to go from point A to point B, I'm here to help. You can check out my program, so I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have at www.theartistnextlevel.com/join. Again, www.theartistnextlevel.com/join. Check it out. I'm going to put also a direct link in the description of this video where you can look at my coaching program, how I run it, what we do, which is pretty awesome. We have artists from around the world that we gathered, and it is pretty cool. We have Zoom calls, we have live Facebook Q&As, we have all kinds of amazing resources, we have challenges, we have courses on just about anything you can think of in your own art career to take you from point A to point B faster and much better. So thank you, my friends, for watching this episode of Red Hat Research. Hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day. If you're not following me yet, make sure you follow me on Instagram at Sergio Gomez Art, on YouTube, Sergio Gomez Video. Find my podcast also that I talk about today at the Artist Next Level podcast as well. Have a great day, and I will see you very soon. Goodbye.